Hi, my name is Scott, and I have read all of the Harry Potter books multiple times. I've seen all of the movies, and like most of my peers, I continue to be a Harry Potter enthusiast to this day.
And I'm Becki, and I have never read a Harry Potter book or seen any of the films, which makes me the ultimate Muggle.
Join us as we make our way through each book, section by section, where Becki will make predictions about what she thinks will happen next.
And Scott will try to convince me why it's a good series, worth reading, and maybe even worth loving.
Hi everyone, welcome to A Muggle's Guide to Hogwarts, where we're exploring the Harry Potter series with the ultimate Muggle, someone who has never read the books, never seen the movies, and really has no intention of ever doing so until I am making them do it right now. Not making you do it.
Yeah, I do want to clarify because you do keep saying that, but I also want to let people know that this was my idea. Like, You are not forcing me to do this. This was my idea when we were in a used bookstore and saw some Harry Potter books. And I was like, maybe we should do a podcast where I read them. So this was not, I'm not being held against my will. Nobody needs to, call the authorities. It's fine.
Okay, thank you for relieving all of our fans who listen to this.
Yes.
Okay, so we are here after a little bit of a break because life caught up with us and we needed to take some time to deal with other stuff, but we're back. And we want to talk about chapters 10, 11, and 12, which we read over the break and just compare them with Becki's predictions, which feels like so long ago now. Mm-hmm. Just for a little rundown on these chapters, chapter 10 is called Halloween. And that's when Quirrell runs out and is like, there's a troll in the dungeon. And then everyone runs away and Hermione's trapped in the girls' bathroom and Ron and Harry rescue her. Chapter 11 is called Quidditch, where they play Quidditch. And that's about it. But Quidditch happens. And I think in that chapter, they also learn about Nicholas Flamel. Mm-hmm. And then chapter 11 is called The Mirror of Erised. Chapter 12 is called The Mirror of Erised, where Harry stumbles upon the mirror. He gets his invisibility cloak and he stumbles on the Mirror of Erised in one of the abandoned classrooms and just stares at it for a while. And then Dumbledore's like, hey, Harry, don't do this because it's crazy and I'm moving it, so run away. And yeah, those are the three chapters.
Yes. Why is there an apostrophe in Halloween?
Halloween?
Yeah, usually that would mean there's a letter missing or but it just says Halloween, but there's just a random apostrophe in it.
I don't know. Maybe that's how British people do Halloween.
Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither. I think a lot happened in these three chapters. I feel like it's pretty packed.
Yeah, they're finally starting to gain some momentum as far as a storyline goes, which is nice.
Yeah, you actually have something to kind of follow, and maybe it's easier to make predictions now because
maybe
or we're gonna find out later. So, what'd you think about this section of the book? What kind of stood out to you? What was shocking? What was nice? What didn't you like?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for the moment that the three of them were going to actually become best friends because I know they're kind of like a trio throughout the series. And they kind of don't like Hermione at the beginning, which is fair. I didn't really like Hermione at the beginning. She's not the most likable right off the bat. So we kind of saw this kind of happen pretty quickly, but they made fun of her. She heard it. She was crying in the girls' bathroom, which I predicted she was going to do on Halloween.
I know. When
Such
you
a girl
predicted
move.
that, I was like, oh my God. How did she guess that Hermione would be crying in the girls' bathroom?
If you've ever been to a bar on any holiday, on any drinking holiday, and you go to a girl's bathroom, there's absolutely a girl crying.
I was just shocked. That's just such a random thing to me to happen. I really didn't think you would get that. And that was like the first thing you said.
You should go to some girl's bathroom sometime.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
The troll thing was funny. I mean, that he's just like a big oof or oaf. Is it oof?
It's oaf.
Oof.
It's not oof. You don't say,
he's a big
you don't call people a big oof. He's an oaf.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I read it in my head, but I read it wrong. Okay. How he's a big, dumb oaf. And he's kind of wandering around stupidly. I did think it was a little dumb that Ron and Harry went specifically looking for Hermione because they knew she was in the girls' bathroom. And then they were like, oh, the troll just went into the bathroom. Let's lock the door.
Well, they didn't know it was the bathroom. They were like, oh, the troll wandered into this room, the key's in the lock, so let's just lock him in there. They didn't realize it was a girl's bathroom until after they heard Hermione screaming.
What did they? I guess they'd never been down there before.
They just thought he was just going to lock him in, like lock the troll in a room, and then they
didn't
escape.
think to like check, like they're looking for Hermione. Like they didn't think to like check.
I guess they were like, we'll lock the troll in here, and then we don't have to look for Hermione because we know she's safe. Because the troll's locked in a room.
Okay.
I don't know. That's. I don't think they intentionally locked the troll in with Hermione, clearly. And yeah, maybe they should have been more aware. But I don't know. Maybe guys don't know where the girls' bathroom is. Hogwarts is confusing.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe they'd never been
place.
down to that place before. I don't know.
And then Ron heroically uses Wingardium Leviosa to knock out the troll with his own club.
Yeah, that's the one they had been practicing in the classroom, right? Mm-hmm. And the one that he made fun of Hermione for being a little uppity about.
Yeah, it's a little poetic. So there was another thing that I remember you noticed was Snape. When everyone was going to find the troll, they were looking for Hermione, and then Snape runs by.
They see him like dash across the hallway or something.
Right, and they're like, Snape's not with the other teachers.
Yeah, so he was doing his own sneaking around while they were sneaking around. Everyone's sneaking around.
So much sneaking.
Why?
So much sneaking, especially
why they gotta be
later.
so sneaky?
I don't know. No one trusts anyone.
Yeah. That was kind of like the first like action scene I feel like we've seen, you know, with like actual stakes and danger.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, there's a lot more later.
Well, yeah, but
I think you're right. Yeah, it's like the first like potentially dangerous scenario.
Where they're having to like fight off an actual creature. And yeah, I like that they bonded because of it. And now they can move on as friends, even though it happened like literally in the same day that they said they didn't like her.
I think that's just a really sweet moment at the end of that chapter when they're like, there's some things that you can't go through without becoming friends on the other side. And one of those is taking on a 10-foot mountain troll or something. I think that's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. I don't know if I agree with it, but it's sweet.
Fine, okay.
But I don't know. I've never taken on a 10-foot mountain troll.
And you never will, because they're not real.
Maybe.
They're not real.
Oh,
you'll never take one on.
Okay.
What do you think about Quidditch? What are your thoughts on Quidditch just as a whole? Because I have some trivia questions that I want to ask you in just a minute, specifically about Quidditch.
About Quidditch?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems interesting enough. I just feel like the point system is flawed. Like, if someone catches the seeker? No.
The snitch.
The snitch.
All right, you're going to fail this trivia quiz.
If the seeker catches the snitch, that's it. So why do they do anything else except do that?
Well,
or does it not get caught every game?
Okay, how many points do you get for catching the snitch?
Like 250?
No, 150.
150.
And how many points do you get for making a goal with the quaffle?
Like 7?
10. So it's possible that you can score more than 150 points with the quaffle, just like during normal play, and then the other team, or like like you might be really close, and then maybe catching the snitch would let the other team win. Yeah, it's dumb. Okay, it's dumb. Everyone thinks it's dumb. Literally, talk to anyone, any Harry Potter fan, and they're like, Quidditch is dumb. It's not designed well. It doesn't make any sense.
She wasn't.
And J.K. Rowling apparently doesn't know anything about sports. So
she should have hired Mrs. McGonagall.
Yeah,
she is a fanatic.
So yeah, in the game itself doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but that's okay. And later on in the fourth book, they go to the Quidditch World Cup, and I think like at that point, J.K. Rowling kind of understood that the game didn't make any sense, but it was like too late to change it, and so that game plays out in a scenario where like a team catches the snitch to end the game, just to end the game, even though they're losing. We'll get to that book eventually, but yeah, I think everyone knows that the game doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I mean, it didn't not make sense to me. It was a little simple, I think, but
it's simple. I think there are some cool aspects to it. Like I like the beaters and the bludgers. I think that's kind of a cool thing. And then I think the snitch is like a cool way to end the game, but I think that that's all it should do. Just end the. I don't think it should be worth any points. I think it should just end the game. So like the other players on the team actually matter, because the way that it's set up now is literally nothing else matters on the field except for the seekers trying to catch the snitch. So it goes down to a team sport being an individual sport, because all that matters is, can the seeker catch the snitch? Because it's worth 150 points. And in almost every scenario, you catching that will win for your team, and it ends the game.
So what happens if they don't catch the snitch? Does it just keep they talked about a really long game. Was that what happened?
Yeah, that's the only way to end the game.
Oh, okay. Because then I was going to ask, does it ever not get found and it's just, a low scoring game or whatever, but it has to be found
in order to be caught. Yeah.
So that's why they talked about like a 3-month long game or something like that. Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah, that's the only way. And it's, I think that's kind of cool. It's like the more magical element of it,
What do they wear for the games? Do they talk about uniforms?
They might mention like a uniform.
Like, do they have like numbers and like...
I don't think they ever talk about that in the book. In the movies, there's a clear like Quidditch uniform with numbers and stuff. But in the book, I don't think that's ever brought up.
Because they don't wear their cloaks, do they? That would be difficult.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think we'll watch the movie soon, and you'll be able to see. But you want some Quidditch trivia questions?
Oh, sure.
I got 3 Quidditch trivia questions for you.
Okay.
And they are all from this book, not necessarily this chapter.
Okay.
But they're from this book in a section that you've read already.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. They're also like not hard.
Okay.
This is like level 1 questions.
Well, I just got the 2 about points wrong.
This is what making me nervous. Those were not even trivia questions. Okay. What is the player that guards the goalposts called?
Beekeeper.
You're so close. Just make it not a compound word.
Beaker. Just a keeper?
You're getting farther away. Yeah, it's keeper. It's the keeper. And on the Quidditch team, who plays keeper?
One of the Weasley brothers.
No, not very wrong. It's the only other Quidditch player that you know.
Jordan. No, he's the announcer.
Yeah.
She's the announcer.
The announcer?
Wait, is it a...
It's a boy, and this person you thought
Woodstick. Wood. Oliver Wood.
There you go. Oliver Wood. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay.
I'm doing really good at this.
Another question.
That was 2.
Well, I said 3.
Oh.
And I added those in there because they're super easy.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't even asked my 3 questions yet.
What?
Okay. All right. Here are my 3 questions.
Wait, you haven't even started any of your 3 questions.
I just made up those new ones because clearly you weren't ready for the ones I was going to ask.
This is awful.
What is the name of the broom that Harry has in this book that's delivered to him, remember, by Owl when he's sitting in the Great Hall.
The Nimbus 2000.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's my last question. It's a little bit tougher. How many fouls are possible in a game of Quidditch?
Infinite.
No.
Oh.
There is a
The
finite
limit does
number.
not exist. I'd 16.
No, 700.
Oh man.
Close though.
Okay.
Close. So some important stuff happens during this chapter. Harry's broom starts going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And
Gets possessed.
it gets like possessed. They think like Snape is doing a curse on the broom.
Right, because he's like, everyone's looking one way and he's looking at the broom and like muttering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Hermione's like, stay here. And she rushes over and sets his cloak on fire, which I noticed this time around that she lights his cloak on fire and that distracts him, right?
Uh-huh.
And then she scoops up the fire and puts it in a jar.
Yeah, I had that note too. I was like, can you just put fire in a jar? I'm pretty sure you cannot.
I guess you can.
I guess you can put magic fire in a jar.
I think that's the only time that ever comes up. I don't remember that any other time.
I think it came up earlier in like a class or something. But yeah, you can't put fire in a jar because it needs oxygen. So it just must
it's
be
magic fire.
Magic fire. Yeah, that was quick thinking.
Yeah.
On Hermione's part.
Oh, and how does Harry catch the snitch?
Well, we don't actually really know how he catches it. It's going all crazy, and then he gets brought back down to the ground, and he pulls it out of his mouth. We don't actually see him catch it.
Yeah, but he catches it with his mouth.
It's
in his mouth.
It's in his mouth. We don't know if he catches it and puts it in his mouth for safekeeping, or we don't know the order.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, it never says he like
what if
gulps
you
it
think
up.
He just like grabbed it and shoved it in his mouth just to keep
I don't
it in
think
there?
he gulped it up with his mouth like a fish. Do you?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that what you always pictured? He was like, "How?"
Yeah.
And just grabbed. No, I imagine he caught it, and his broom was going crazy, so he didn't know what to do. He had to hold on, so he stuck it in his mouth for safekeepings.
I guess so. I don't know.
That's what I think happened.
Okay. And then I think they go and talk to like Hagrid, and they're like, Snape tried to kill Harry, and also we saw him sneaking around during the troll, and so they're like expressing their concerns about Snape to Hagrid, and they think that Snape is trying to get past the three-headed dog.
Well, yeah, because he has that big bite on his leg.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
He's like limping, and then Harry's spying on him, and he sees that he has a big bite. And Hagrid is now developing this habit of like letting stuff slip. And I can't tell if he's like doing it on purpose, you know, like Willy Wonka style, like, don't stop, wait. I shouldn't have told you that, you know?
Right.
That kind of thing. Or if he's just like a babbling buffoon.
What do you think it actually is?
I think he's a babbling buffoon.
Yeah,
but I want to think I want to think that, I don't know, that he's smarter than that.
What did he let slip?
I don't
It's your favorite person.
Oh, the flannel guy.
Yeah. Nicholas Flamel.
He said something about, he said something about them because the kids can't find him in the library.
Well, he said, they're like, we think Snape's trying to get past that three-headed dog to get whatever it's guarding, and Hagrid's really surprised that they know about the three-headed dog, which is named Fluffy. And he's like, don't you mind what that dog is guarding? It's between Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. And so that's how
that's when they got the name.
Yeah,
that's so they didn't know the name. Okay, so then they start doing their research.
Yeah, and so in the next chapter, there's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a time kind of skip where they're like trying to do a bunch of research because it's Halloween and then it's Christmas.
Oh yeah,
they skip a bunch
of
time
the internet,
there.
do they?
No.
No internet at Hogwarts?
No, I don't think wizards use the internet. Because they have magic.
Yeah, but it can also just be useful for like knowing who people are.
It's a good point. I don't know if this person would be in like internet archives though, because he is a wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, so they learn about Nicholas Flamel, and then they're like just doing they're trying to figure out who he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next chapter, the Mayor of Erised. They're just like, who's Nicholas Flamel, and why can't we find him in any of these books?
And why do they care? Because it has something to do with what's being guarded by Fluffy.
Yeah, they're making a lot of assumptions here. They're like just jumping from one thing to another, and they think the dog is guarding something. They think Snape is after that something,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know what it is.
But they think it has to do with what was stolen from Gringotts.
Right.
Still.
Harry
Yeah.
thinks it's whatever was in the grubby little package. And now they have just another name to attach to it. So they're trying to find out who Nicholas Flamel is to figure out what might be hidden there. Yeah, it's a stretch.
Okay.
It's a stretch.
Oh, yeah. And then they find the mirror.
Yeah, Harry finds the mirror.
Not in the forest.
And he finds the mirror because he gets a really important gift.
Yes. Yeah, he gets the invisibility cloak, which I've definitely heard referenced before.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Invisibility
yeah, sounds
cloak.
like a really powerful tool.
Yeah, it's pretty important. They use it a lot.
Mm.
And so he wears it, tries to go to the restricted section, gets yelled out by a book, then Filch
Oh,
chases him around.
The book starts screaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop when he closes it.
No.
That's crazy. Because he didn't have access to open it, or because that's just what books do?
Maybe it was just the type of book. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. But anyway, so he runs in and finds the Mirror of Erised. And during your prediction, first off, you got the Flammel stuff very wrong. But I really liked your prediction.
Thank you.
But you were like, I'm pretty sure that the Mirror of Erised is just desire spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too weird of a word otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm all for making up words, but it also is difficult to say.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling loves to pick names for things and people that are like super on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is just desire spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Because when Harry looks into it, he sees what he most desires, and that's his family.
Yeah, I feel like you could have just called it the Mirror of Desire, but...
Yeah, they didn't need to get cryptic with it, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe because it's a mirror.
That's what I said. I was like, maybe like in the reflection, although it still wouldn't say.
Yeah, that's not how that works. You can't just write it backwards.
But anyway.
So it's the Mirror of Desire, and Harry sees his family because he's never met his family. Ron sees like himself as head boy and Quidditch captain and all the things that he's worried that he can't achieve because his brothers overshadow him.
Are better than him.
And then Dumbledore shows up. So he goes there like a couple nights in a row, and then Dumbledore shows up and he's like, don't come looking for this again because I'm moving it. And he's like, don't focus on the mirror because people have wasted away in front of it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I feel like we've not seen the end of this mirror. Like, I know Dumbledore's trying to sweep it under the rug a little bit. I also know this book is called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but I feel like this mirror is going to come into play in like kind of the climax or whatever of the book.
It is a bit like of a weird thing to introduce. Like, we're more than halfway through the book.
Yeah.
And this book is not complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a weird thing to introduce at this point if it's not going to play some role, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, there's been a lot of like one-off, like funny things or whatever, but the way they've like brought this mirror into our consciousness and like kind of like strung us along with Ron seeing something, like I just feel like it's a bigger deal than just, okay, now we're done with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
We will.
Any other thoughts about these chapters? It ends, of course, with Harry asking Dumbledore, what do you see when you look into the mirror? And Dumbledore says, I see myself holding a pair of thick woolen socks because I never get any.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Harry's like, nice. I don't know if he was telling the truth.
Yeah, but I like the sentiment that like one of the most like powerful and well-respected wizards in the world just wants like a normal like creature comfort, like a pair of cozy socks. Like, I actually really like that.
Yeah, I like it too. So we're gonna make Becki, not make her, we're gonna ask her politely to take a sorting quiz to see which house she belongs in. Okay, so there's a couple sorting, well, not a couple. There's a ton of sorting quizzes
Do I need to
online.
put a hat on?
Not, well, if you want to.
Well, okay.
All right. There's a ton of sorting quizzes online.
I'll put one of your hats on. I'm putting this magical looking hat on.
It's purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a ton of sorting quizzes online, and I was going through a couple of them trying to find a good one, and most of them are terrible. Like, I saw a bunch with just like riddled with grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. A bunch of them require you to have knowledge of Harry Potter. Like, they ask specific questions about Harry Potter, like, who's your favorite character in Harry Potter? And what is your Patronus? And like all of these things that you have no idea about yet because you haven't read any of the books. And which I think is dumb. Why would you be required to like read Harry Potter to actually answer the quizzes? Anyway, I got a couple of them here.
Okay.
And the one that we're going to start with is the like official one. It's on wizardingworld.com, and which is like the Harry Potter website.
Okay.
And so we're going to start with it. And I don't think it's too long. I think it's pretty short.
Okay.
So the first question is dawn or dusk? Choose one.
I'm going to have to go dawn. Early riser.
4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you choose to drink? The smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. The mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions.
Ooh.
The foaming, frothy, silvery liquid that sparkles as though containing ground diamonds. Or the golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eye and which makes sunspots dance all around the room.
Can I see 1 and 2 again?
Yeah, one was the smooth, thickly rich purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. The other one is the mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions.
I think 1 out of those.
The purple drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it to be the second one, but I would probably be a little bit scared.
If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? A cat, a toad, or an owl?
Oh, owl all the way.
Barn owl,
Okay.
tawny owl, snowy owl, screech owl, or barn owl. No, sorry, brown owl. Brown, screech, snowy, tawny, barn.
Screech.
Screech.
He looks cool.
That does look like a cool owl.
I like it.
Okay. After you have died, what would you most like people to do when they hear your name? Ask for more stories about your adventures. Miss you but smile. Think with admiration of your achievements. I don't care what people think of me after I'm dead. It's what they think of me when I'm alive that counts.
That one.
This one. If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds? The power to change the past? The power of invisibility? The power to speak to animals? The power of superhuman strength, or the power to change your appearance at will?
Ooh, those are all pretty cool. I'm trying to think which would be the most useful, but I'm just going to go with my instincts for this. I'm going to go power to change the past.
Which road tempts you most? The twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods? The wide, sunny, grassy lane? The narrow, dark, lantern-lit alley? Or the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings?
Definitely one of the nature ones tempts you the most, like makes you want to walk through it. Is that what it means?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I would say the wide, sunny, grassy lane. I would absolutely walk down that in a heartbeat.
Okay. A troll has gone berserk in the headmaster's study at Hogwarts. It's about to smash, crush, and tear several irreplaceable items and treasures. In which order would you rescue these objects from the troll's club if you could? A nearly perfected cure for dragonpox.
Okay, I don't know.
Dragonpox is just a disease that is potentially deadly.
Does it kill people?
Potentially.
Okay.
I think there's a cure. I don't know.
Let's make it number 2. Why not?
Student records going back 1,000 years.
Let's make that number 3.
A mysterious handwritten book full of strange runes.
Sure, yeah.
Number
Save
1?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
You want to reorder them at all?
Oh,
You can now.
okay. I think let's just leave it. It's fine.
Leave it?
Yeah.
Okay. Choose one, left or right.
Just a direction?
I guess so.
Okay. Left.
The sorting hat is ready to make its
Whoa,
decision.
That was so fast.
Continue. Ravenclaw.
Is that nice?
Let's read up on it.
Okay.
Welcome to Ravenclaw. You probably know that some of Ravenclaw's most renowned members include Gilderoy Lockhart, which you don't know, and Luna Lovegood, which you don't know.
Don't know.
But did you know that Ravenclaw's Grey Lady, which is the ghost of Ravenclaw, is the least talkative Hogwarts house ghost, or that Ravenclaw's common room boasts the most stunning views of the castle grounds?
Ooh, I like that.
So Ravenclaws are smart. They have to answer a riddle to enter their common room.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're just kind of like the wisest and smartest among everyone there.
Yeah, well, that checks out.
Yeah. All right, I want to do...
Did you think I was going to be Ravenclaw, or did you think I was going to be something else?
I thought you were either going to be Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff.
Okay. Are you surprised at all?
No,
Okay.
I think that checks out. You're very inquisitive and you think through things. You're very thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
I think this checks out. I think this is good. But I want to compare it to a different one. You are wearing a purple hat.
Wait, is there color purple or blue?
It's blue.
It's blue.
Yeah.
Wait, what are the colors? Green is Green is Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
Blue is Ravenclaw. Yellow is Hufflepuff.
Yeah, yellow is Hufflepuff. Yellow and black.
And is red Gryffindor?
Gryffindor is like a burgundy red
Okay.
and gold. And then I think Ravenclaw is blue and I guess this kind of goldish color. A weird thing about Ravenclaw is they're called Ravenclaw, but their like symbol is an eagle. So that doesn't make any sense.
That's weird.
I just want to let's just do one more.
Oh,
it's
boy.
really, really quick.
Wait,
okay?
have you done one for you? Should we
Yeah.
do one for you?
Oh, I did one for me. You want me to do it too?
Yeah.
I don't think we can retake this one.
That's okay. We can do the next one for you.
Okay. This one's only 2 questions.
Okay.
This is a different one. It's on hypable.com.
Our 2-question Harry Potter house sorting hat quiz.
You want me to do? Let's both do this one
Okay.
because I want to compare yours. Okay. The first question is, you have a decision to make. How do you make your decision? A, after weighing all the options, I go with my gut and choose the answer which feels right/best to me. B, I analyze each of the options and pick the option that will have the best outcome or have the fewest drawbacks. What would you say?
B.
B. Okay. Mine is A.
Okay.
Go with my gut after weighing all the options.
Yeah, it's tough because I guess if all the options were tied, then I would have to go with my gut.
Mm-hmm.
But if I analyze it and there is something that's clearly better than the rest, then I would go with that. I mean, you know me. How do you think I make decisions? More like B or more like A? Because I think about things for a long time.
I think you're more B. I think you're more B for sure.
Okay.
I think you're more B. And
Okay.
I think I'm more A.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out. You make decisions very quickly. I'm always very impressed. Because you're just like, we'll do this. And I'm like, but we haven't thought about every other possible thing we could do.
Yeah. Okay, question 2. You walk into a room to find a jerk cussing out your best friend, and your friend didn't do anything wrong. They both leave the room through separate doors. Who is the first person you follow? A, your friend. B, the jerk.
Oh, my friend, definitely.
Yeah, I think I probably follow my friend too.
Yeah.
I think I probably follow my friend.
I'm not super confrontational. Like, I would step in if that happened, but if they're both leaving, I'm going to go check on my friend.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm
I
B
said
and
I said A and A, which makes me a Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Which checks out because I took the other sorting quiz like a long time ago and I got Hufflepuff.
You got Hufflepuff?
So I think I'm a Hufflepuff.
Okay.
And you said B and A,
Ravenclaw.
which makes you a Ravenclaw. No way. That's cool. I like that. Checks out.
So I got double Ravenclaw.
Double Ravenclaw.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
I had no idea.
There you go.
Now I'm going to have some kind of like brand loyalty to
I know.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to hate all the other houses.
Yeah. Anytime there's a Ravenclaw character, I'm going to be like, that's my girl.
Yeah. So this is the point in the podcast where I am going to give Becki all the information she needs to make predictions for what's going to happen in the next 3 chapters. She literally has no idea. We haven't read ahead. She honestly is just making this up off the top of her head. But I give her the names of the next 3 chapters. I give her all the major characters in those 3 chapters, and I give her all of the major locations in those 3 chapters. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. The name of chapter 13 is called Nicholas Flamel, not Nicholas Flamel.
Mhm.
The name of chapter 14 is Norbert.
Norbert?
Norbert, the Norwegian Ridgeback. And the name of chapter 15 is The Forbidden Forest. And in those chapters, the major characters are Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Snape, Nicholas Flamel, the Sorcerer's Stone. And for everyone listening, I'm adding things in here that, play important roles. Maybe they're not specific characters, like the stone is not like a animate character that can talk, but it's an important piece. Quirrell, Hagrid, a dragon egg, Norbert, Charlie Weasley, Malfoy, McGonagall, a bunch of different centaurs show up. And then a scary hooded figure. Okay, and the major locations for these 3 chapters are the Gryffindor Common Room, the Quidditch Pitch, the Forbidden Forest, Hagrid's Hut, the tallest tower in Hogwarts, and the Forbidden Forest again. So they go there twice. Or it's in there twice.
So, chapter 13, Nicholas Flamel. Are you sure it's Flamel?
I'm very sure.
How could you be completely sure?
Because I've seen the movie.
What if they changed it for the movie?
Good point. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. It's probably Flamel. So, the whole chapter is about him. He's not in the library books. So, I think he used to be a wizard, but he did something bad and he's blacklisted. He's censored from all the books and documents, and that's why it's so hard to find anything about him.
Yeah.
But I think he's buddies with Snape, and I think he kind of Flamel still kind of has his hands in Hogwarts a little bit through Snape. They're in on something. And then, I had the Sorcerer's Stone as a character. I was thinking, does it talk like the way the Sorting Hat talks? Is it like a singing gemstone? I'm not sure what's going on with that. So somehow the kids figure out something about Nicholas Flamel, and they go back to talk to Hagrid at his hut. And we have Norbert, the Norwegian Ridgeback. So a Rhodesian Ridgeback is a dog, but I'm going to say a Norwegian Ridgeback is a dragon, because Hagrid said he really likes dragons and he wanted a dragon one day. And there's also a dragon egg in this section. So I think that Norbert is the dragon mom. It could be the dad, but I think it's like a girl named Kevin situation, like an Up. He named it Norbert, turns out it's a girl, it has an egg, and Hagrid's really excited to take care of them, but I think he's not supposed to have one, maybe? I don't know. They've mentioned dragons a few times, but I don't know how dragons are treated or thought about in this series. I think dragons are awesome, and Hagrid likes dragons, but are they friendly like dogs? Do people have them as pets? Or are they mean like the ones in Gringotts?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So Norbert is the mom, and that is what we find out there. And then the kids venture on to the Forbidden Forest, even though it is forbidden. And somehow Charlie's with them. I don't know if this is still supposed to be Christmas break, where the other Weasley brothers are still hanging out for Christmas break. Yeah, so Charlie's with them for some reason. They go to the Forbidden Forest, and they're looking for Flamel, or maybe looking for the Sorcerer's Stone. Maybe they found a map. Maybe it's hidden. Yeah, it's hidden somewhere. They're looking for it. But back at Hogwarts, in the tallest tower of Hogwarts, Malfoy is spying on them with like a telescope.
I see.
Yeah. And he sees them, that they're sneaking around the Forbidden Forest where they're not supposed to be. And he's a big old tattletale, and he goes and he gets Mrs. McGonagall, and he brings her up to the tower so she can see what the kids are up to. And she looks down at them. And then all these centaurs rush in on them like a pack. What's it called when it's a group of horses? Like wild horses galloping. What's that called?
Just what a group of horses is called?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A troop. Stampede. I don't know.
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
That's cool. A group of bats is called a cauldron.
Is that true?
That is true.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. I don't know. You can just call it a pack of horses.
Okay. So a pack
maybe
of
it's
centaurs.
a gallop of horses.
A gallop of horses. Yes. So a gallop of centaurs come in on them and they're really scared. But turns out the centaurs are like super nice guys. like they're really friendly and magical and shiny. And they tell them to get out because there's a scary hooded figure.
Who are they talking to?
The kids.
In the Forbidden Forest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they rushed up to the tallest tower.
No. Sorry. Malfoy and McGonagall are looking through the telescope, and the gallop of centaurs comes around the Harry and Hermione and Ron.
Okay. Gotcha.
And they're like, oh no, but the centaurs are nice.
Gotcha.
And they warn them about this shadowy figure that's creeping around the woods. And they tell them to get out. And they give them a ride back because they're like so nice. Yeah. They each get to ride a centaur back to Hogwarts.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's my prediction for chapters 13, 14, and 15 of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone from a Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Becki, so much for that prediction. We're going to go and read the next 3 chapters now and figure out what was right and what was wrong. We'll be back next week with another edition of this, and actually the last episode of the book.
No, 2 more.
2 more. We got 2 more.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to watch the movie, and we'll put that up. But thank you so much. Guys, if you are interested in following us on Instagram, we have an Instagram at Muggles Guide Podcast. We also have Twitter at Muggles Guide. I'm putting these up on YouTube kind of sparingly, so if you want, you can watch it on YouTube. Otherwise, give us a rating, give us 5 stars, leave us a review. We would really appreciate it. And thanks for listening. We are having a blast doing this, and we hope that you're enjoying listening to our craziness here. Anyway, we will catch you next time. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.